Well, I have this cracking aubergine end box to show you today, so let's get started. This is one of my import to order cars, and my customer has very kindly given me permission to feature the car in a video. So here it is. Quite a lot to tell you on this one. There's a few quite interesting features that I know a number of end box owners wish they had, and a number of potential end box owners will be interested to see. So as a little teaser for you, I'll get into that later. All right, so I'm going to read the title of this one because it's very long, and this is a classic example of the different spec and trim levels on these end boxes continuing to bewilder certainly me, and I know some of you too. I try and learn the different specs of different cars, but just when you think you've got it sorted, then something else comes along with some interesting features. Enough waffling then. This is a 2015 Honda N-Box Custom 2-tone colour style G-Turbo L package. That's probably the longest name of an N-Box that I've featured on the channel so far, but there you go. So the two-tone colour style is fairly obvious. We have a silver hat on a purple body. This one was auction grade 4.5. It's done just over 58,000 kilometres, so around 36,000 miles. This is quite a rare colour combination, and this one, you may have spotted some of them already. This one's got a fair few mods on it as well. I haven't featured that many cars with lots of modifications on, but this one's got plenty of them, so see if you can spot them as we go around. I'm going to try and point them out, but I can almost guarantee I will I will miss one. Because there are quite a few to point out, so see how you get on. Some of them are really quite nice, quite pricey modifications, which I'll point out as we go round. So I'm going to pick the camera up now and I'll start showing you around. Here we go then. So it's a quite dull day here today, not the best for showing off this paint, but hopefully you can still tell that it's purple. Just looking through the camera, I think you probably can. This is a lighter purple, although it's still quite dark. It's a lighter purple than the premium gold purple metallic that I've featured on some cars on the channel before. So it's a turbo, so we have 15-inch alloy wheels, and they are the standard alloys for this spec level. It came with pretty much brand new set of tyres and brakes and front discs and pads as well, which is good to see. So we've got the trim here, which is usually silver, occasionally body coloured. On this it's black, and that's factory. That's like that from factory with this trim level. The eyebrows on the headlights are not factory, so that's our first modification. And while we're on the headlights, the second one is that these have been changed to LED bulbs rather than the standard HID on the dip and old school on the on the main beam. That's not looking very standard, so a modification there. These little accents on the wing mirrors, they're also factory. They're also slightly rubbery actually, so I would guess they offer some protection, because you do quite often get scuffs on this part of the mirror. These chrome trim strips down here, they are aftermarket too. No monsoon shields on this car. Can you believe it? We've got these mirror finish pieces here, which are not standard. Another one there too. One thing I really like, this is usually the point where I tell you about the power sliding doors, which this car does have, but one thing I really like with this, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell, makes me smile. It's a really small feature, but the keys are coloured to the body colour. The back of the key there, that infill piece, really nice to see. Now this is a good point to talk about, I guess, things that aren't always mentioned on auction inspection sheets. I'd prefer it not to be the case, but occasionally we do have things that are missed, and you may spot some little stickers on the rear spoiler there. I'm not sure whether they've been put on there for sort of cosmetic reasons, or if they've been put on there to hide some damage, which I guess is also a cosmetic reason. But anyway, yeah, unfortunately they weren't mentioned on the auction sheet. Keep going round. We've got smoked trim on the rear lights. I thought that was going to have to come off for the MOT, but actually it's not so dark that it stops the light getting through properly, so that's good to see. I'm going to come in close here to show you not only the reversing camera but also the bling here and here and here. We've got a few extra little clues. So there's one of the quite expensive, quite nice modifications. Poking out there is the Fujitsubo full stainless system. It sounds quite nice. I'll put a little video in of it running. So as we come around here, I mentioned it, you may well already have noticed it does sit a little bit lower than most N boxes, and that's because it's got a full set of HKS aftermarket coilovers on there. Is it okay on speed bumps? It's still got enough clearance for the sort of official maximum height of a speed bump, but we know that not all speed bumps are necessarily built to that, so this customer's going to have to see how they get on. There is plenty of scope for raising it up a bit more if it causes a problem, but it was okay for the MOT, you know, going on the rolling road and having the jack slide underneath to jack it up. So let's see. Forgot to mention the little bee sting aerial at the back there as well. Just replace the standard antenna. This one also comes with a dash cam, which you can just see poking through the windscreen there. Quick look under the bonnet. A few more aftermarket parts, modifications under here. I noticed as well, just should mention, we've had a wiper upgrade there too. Okay. So under here we have the Mugen oil cap, Mugen radiator cap. Talk a little bit about what this one's had done. So it's had engine service, air filter, oil filter, transmission service as usual. So drop the transmission pan, change the filter on that, clean the pan, then new fluid. I used genuine Honda fluid. Checked the coolants up to spec. Needed a new battery. One other thing to point out, you may notice the extra wiring here. So I've just neatened up the LED headlamp drivers, which are in a separate little box behind here. Also added at the customer's request some switches, so the blue accent lights can be switched on or off. So you could have them on if you're going to a show, something like that, having a photo shoot or whatever, and then off for sort of everyday driving on the road. Let's just demonstrate that on this one. There we go. Can you see that? Yes, you can. Okay, let's have a look at the inside. Got these little protection strips stuck on here to help stop scratches and stuff for when people are getting in and out of the car. Doors open to a full 90 degrees as we've seen before. So let's have a look at the door panel first of all. Fairly standard here in terms of the switches and stuff, so the windows, the mirrors, the central locking and the disable thing for the rear windows. I think the interior is absolutely lovely on this car. I think it looks really smart. Half leather, don't know if it's real leather or vinyl made to look like leather. Seats with the cloth there matching the trim there. This lovely red stitching, and that's a theme throughout the interior. So we've got it there, we've got it on the mats, we've seen that before on the mats. And then we've got it on the shifter and on the steering wheel too. Also around the air vent, and if I just power on, you'll see around the dials as well. Folding mirrors off there. Fog light switch there. We've got some pedal extensions fitted here. That's another mod. I thought they might have to come off for the MOT, but actually they were fine. Sometimes they're not installed particularly well, so they're loose, which is a bit of a safety issue. I did have to do some work with the parking brake cover there, but the others were fine. Power doors both sides. Got cruise control, a lovely bling Honda badge there. I've seen those on a few other cars before as well. Got the flappy paddles behind here, which I've talked about before. So we've got auto headlights, variable interval wipers, automatic climate control, little add-on there, which I think is a phone holder of some sort. I'm not completely sure, but I think it is. Got our super multi-way mirror system there that we've seen on other first generation N boxes, and then its friend on the tailgate there to enable us to look down at hazards we might be reversing into, although arguably not strictly necessary because we've got a reversing camera in there too. We've got a little storage area down there, auxiliary power socket there, hook with a 3 kilo weight limit on it just there. We've got the ETC card reader in the glove box on this car, and then it came with a full set of books there. Dash cam up there, and that's the sensor for the collision mitigation braking system. Right, let's have a look in the back. I teased you earlier that there are a couple of features on this car that I know a lot of people want on their cars, wish their cars had, are looking for on their cars when they buy one. So here we go. I've got the power doors switched off as I usually do, but they do work. This isn't one of the features, but I'll just point out this has been added an extra piece of carpet here to protect the steps into the car. So here we go. Number one, fold out tray tables on the back of the seats in front. A lot of people want these on their N box. So 2 drink holders per side. Remote control there, which is for that. So an extra AV screen for the rear seat passengers in the roof. And the other thing that quite a lot of people want on their N boxes, if I can reach the handle, it's just there, is to be able to slide their seats forwards and backwards. So this is one of those features that is on all of the second generation N boxes, but it looks like it was something that was introduced earlier on before the second generation came out. This is a 2015 car, the second generation came out in 2017. As well as being able to adjust them from there, we can also do it from in the boot. So just pull that little tab there. And so that gives you an idea of the full range of adjustment, if you will, and we can still adjust the angle of the seat back like that. But we don't have the hooks in the side for the seats to lock into as we do with the earlier first generation cars, because obviously we can't do that if we're sliding the seats forwards and backwards. And then under here got a little storage area, and under that we've got the jack tyre inflation kit. No spare wheel on this car, or indeed on any of the N boxes. wait for the helicopter to go overhead. Okay, that's about it for this video. Thanks very much for joining me. I hope you like the car. If you'd like me to import something like this for you, then please do get in touch. My email address, contact details are in the description of this video. I've said this before in other videos, I'll say it again here. It doesn't have to be an N-box. It doesn't even have to be a K car. But yeah, if you'd like me to import something from Japan for you, I'd love to hear from you. Okay, remember to like, subscribe if you're into that sort of thing, and I will look forward to seeing you again for the next one. Bye for now.